Hi, I'm Chaminda Jayasinghe. I'm Solicitor and Migration Agent with Nepcoms Services. We are based in Level 4, 276 Pitt Street, Sydney. We decided to do this video to educate our clients and other visa holders about the importance of compliance with visa conditions. We decided to make this video because we have encountered a number of cases where at the 11th hour the clients are contacting us and saying that they have received a notice of cancellation of visa. Oftentimes they only get 5 or 14 days to respond to a visa cancellation notice. So therefore we decided to update our clients and other visa holders about the importance of compliance. In this video we will be primarily focusing on student visas because there are a lot of issues on compliance related issues that arise out of student visas, and a lot of these things are avoidable if the students keep themselves abreast and aware of the visa conditions and requirements to maintain those visa conditions. The first issue is the students must maintain an enrollment in an education institution consistent with their visa. If by any chance you have to change your education institution, or if you are to lose your enrollment in the institution because of lack of performance, you have to obtain another confirmation of enrollment from another education provider, preferably if your visa allows it, with the same AQF level within 28 days. That's the time that you have to obtain another enrollment. So you must always, if you are on a student visa, you must always maintain your enrollment at the education institute. And the second issue is when you are changing your education provider, you must always be mindful to maintain the AQF level. Now, there have been many changes made to the student visa framework, but one consistent theme that is embedded in these visa regulations is that the Department of Immigration must be convinced that you are a genuine temporary entrant and you are a genuine student. AQF level is what is commonly referred to as Australian Qualification Framework. Now there are about 10 Australian Qualification Framework standards. AQF level 10 relates to a PhD. AQF level 8 refers to a master's, AQF level 7 refers to a bachelor's degree, and like that there is a spectrum of AQF levels that you have to be familiar with. Now imagine you have obtained an enrollment for an AQF level 7 bachelor's degree. If you are going to change your education institute, you have to be mindful that you have to change your AQF level either to be within the same AQF level or one step higher, because the Department of Immigration must be convinced that you are making a progression in your education and you are not extending or obtaining an enrollment for the purposes of extending your stay in Australia. So that is the second issue that we must stress. We have a number of students who have applied, who have finished their bachelor's degree, who have obtained their temporary residence visa or the 485 visa, and at the 11th hour of the expiry of the 485 visa, they obtain enrollment for a diploma, which is a lower AQF level education course. If you do that, you need to have a significant reason, a justifiable reason behind the lowering of the AQF level. Unless you have a genuine and a convincing reason for lowering your AQF level, there is always the risk that the Department of Immigration may view your application as a non-genuine application. So, and finally, I need to talk to you about another issue that our office has been facing, and we have been receiving a lot of calls from concerned students who have gotten themselves enrolled in education institutes that are facing financial strife. For example, there is a news publication today that generated a lot of calls to our office about the possible changes in financial circumstances to Careers Australia and the possible ramifications that may be faced by students. We must stress that this is not the first time that this has happened. It is important for you to always maintain an enrollment in an education institute. So if the school does close down, there are two possibilities. Historically, we have had several precedents where when the schools were closing down, they have provided enrollments at a different institution, or meaning that the students' enrollment will continue at a different institute. And there are certain instances where the education providers provided financial assistance to students to apply for another student visa based on the new enrollment that the education institute itself has provided. Or else, if the school does close down, you have 28 days to obtain another enrollment. So if your education institute, if you believe might close down or is facing financial strife, do not panic. Always try to engage your education institute. Try to keep yourself updated. There is always a possibility that transitory arrangements may be made by the education institute. If they are in fact not being made, try to contact another education provider. But however, chances are that the education institute might itself provide an alternative avenue. However, as far as your obligations under the Migration Act is concerned or migration law is concerned, you must always maintain an enrollment. There are visa conditions attached that specify that you must always maintain your enrollment, and be aware that if you are changing an education institute due to a closure or due to a change of mind, always try to maintain your AQF level. Today in this video we stressed on certain compliance issues, and if you have any query, please do not hesitate to drop us an email at info@nepcoms.com or visit us on our blog's website. Thank you very much.